Hello everyone, I'm Kurt Columbus. I'm the Artistic Director of Trinity Repertory Company.
And I'm Tom Parrish, Executive Director.
And we're coming to you from my apartment right here in downtown Providence. And we're going to announce the 2019-2020 Trinity Repertory Company season. Hold on. Opening the season this year, we have a really exciting world premiere event. It's The Prince of Providence, adapted by George Brandt, and it's based on the novel of the same name by Mike Stanton.
The nation knows him from Crime Town and Operation Plunderdome, but Providence has a deeper and more complicated relationship with Buddy Cianci, a charismatic visionary who is also a corrupt philanderer. The longtime mayor defied the odds time after time, from his very first election to winning again after being arrested on assault charges. Surrounded by a colorful carousel of characters, Buddy gave Providence many things. Some are more visible, businesses, tourism, and relocated rivers, while others are less tangible but no less real. Pride, notoriety, and now a great story to tell.
You're not going to want to miss this particular show. It's going to be an amazing event. We've already planned to extend it, right, Tom?
Yeah, but it's a limited 6-week run. And it's programmed in our smaller Dowling Theater, so seating will be very limited.
So I think people are going to have to subscribe if they really, really want to make sure they get a ticket.
Yes, it'll be the only way to guarantee that you get to see this fantastic production of The Prince of Providence.
Yeah. It's a story we've wanted to tell actually for a number of years now. Obviously, Buddy was a larger-than-life character. He's really significant in Trinity's history. He's really significant to Providence, and it just seems like the kind of thing that only Trinity Rep could bring to a local audience. Ringing in the holidays, we have A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens with original music by Richard Cumming.
Rhode Island's family holiday classic returns to tell the joyful story of Ebenezer Scrooge's journey from solitude to redemption. Inspired by Tiny Tim and the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future, Scrooge learns lessons that continue to remind us all about the true spirit of the holiday season. Trinity Rep's magical, music-filled production continues its 4-decade-long tradition of delighting audiences from throughout southern New England.
It's one of my favorite stories of all time. It's about redemption. It's about finding hope when there's no hope at all. So it's a story that bears repeating every year, and it's our 42nd annual production. It's thrilling that we get to offer this to audiences every year. On stage next, we have Fade by Tanya Saracho, who is a wonderful contemporary American playwright whom we're introducing to Providence audiences with this particular play. It's a terrific behind-the-scenes comedy.
Lucia is understandably nervous. It's day one at her first TV writing job. As a Mexican-born novelist, she may actually be the diversity hire she's heard whispers about. Uncertain whether she can make a place for herself in cutthroat Hollywood, at least she feels less alone when she meets Abel, the Latino janitor. They form a bond and share stories, but it turns out that what Lucia gains from their friendship is not what Abel expects in this witty, dramatic comedy about class, integrity, and culture. So Kurt, why did you pick this play?
You know, I remember how much our audiences loved Native Gardens a couple of years ago, and what they loved about it was the fact that it was a comedy, but it also was topical and timely and raised for them issues that they could laugh about and then think about. Tanya's work is something that I've wanted to do for a number of years. You know, I actually knew her when she was a young writer in Chicago, and she's an extraordinary craftsperson around language. So I'm just really excited to introduce people to Tanya's work. I'm excited to have our audience get another chance to see a play that, like Native Gardens, will both make them laugh and will be thought-provoking. On stage next, we have August Wilson's Radio Golf. This is an extraordinary play that is about the tension between history and progress, and it's the final play by the writer of Fences.
Real estate developer and entrepreneur Harmon Wilkes is determined to become the first black mayor of Pittsburgh and is on a mission to revive his blighted childhood neighborhood. As Wilkes confronts the past, he is forced to question how pursuing change could put his neighborhood's history at risk. Both moving and funny, Radio Golf is the culmination of August Wilson's 10-play American Century cycle, chronicling each decade of African American life in the 20th century. Kurt, this is a really exciting selection.
Isn't it? Isn't
Yeah.
it? We haven't done August Wilson in a number of years now, and our artists are now at a point in their work that they can really fully inhabit Mr. Wilson's work. I'm just beyond thrilled because it will be something that the audience will love. This play is really resonant to what's going on in our world right now. You know, we have a lot of gentrification here in Providence, and there's a tension between that and a kind of housing insecurity that some people feel. It's something we explored with our America 2 project this year. I mean, it just makes so much sense for us to be doing this play right now with these artists. It's really beyond thrilling.
Yeah.
Next on stage, we have A Tale of Two Cities, adapted by resident company member Brian McElhaney from the novel of the same name by Charles Dickens. This is a timeless tale of love, redemption, and revolution. I can't wait for audiences to see it.
In the late 1700s, London and Paris faced parallel states of social and political upheaval on the eve of the French Revolution. Against this tumultuous backdrop emerges a passionate story of romance, sacrifice, and vengeance. This fresh new adaptation is epic and universal, while also being intensely intimate and personal. The best of times and the worst of times are brought to vivid life on stage in this remarkable approach to the time-honored classic. So Brian adapted this novel.
Yep. Last summer I was really fortunate. I got to see his production up at Bread Loaf in Vermont, and it just struck me how resonant it was for our time. I have known the novel since I was a high school student, and I love the story. I think a lot of people do. But Brian's adaptation really pressurizes some of the elements in a way that makes it feel like we're watching a story about the political environment today. So I found myself really enthralled by this adaptation and left the theater going, we need to do it at Trinity Rep. Next on stage, we have Sweat by Lynn Nottage. This Pulitzer Prize-winning drama is about the unintended consequences of community without opportunity.
Warm humor and tremendous heart permeate this Pulitzer Prize winner and hit Broadway play. Deep in the Rust Belt, blue-collar factory workers swear by long-term friendships that seem unbreakable. These women spend their days working at physically demanding jobs, and their evenings laughing over drinks and dreaming of retirement. But mistrust, pride, and the economic pressures from a changing America introduce fissures in the foundation of this chosen family. Soon the bonds shatter, forever altering the path of 2 generations. As someone who grew up in the Midwest in circumstances very similar to this, I think, this is the story of my family. It's the story of friends and a lot of people I know.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful, complicated play, Tom. I mean, what it brings to us as Americans is sort of this question about what do we invest in? What do we retain? How can we choose our family, and how the forces in our lives always conspire to tear us apart. I love this place so very much. Closing out the season, we have Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street by Stephen Sondheim, book by Hugh Wheeler. This Tony Award-winning musical thriller is bloody brilliant.
An indisputable masterpiece by America's greatest living Broadway composer and lyricist, this is a heart-pounding thriller set on the seedy side streets of 19th century London. Filled with diabolical humor and extraordinary music, this 8-time Tony Award-winning musical tells the tale of an exiled barber's quest to avenge the wrongs done to him and his family. Sweeney Todd is a beautiful, soaring, dark comedy filled with stunning terror that will leave you gasping.
I tell people all the time, when the history of theater is being written 300 years from now, one of the main pieces that will remain current is Stephen Sondheim's Sweeney Todd.
And I believe you've said that this was on your, when you were applying
Yep.
for the job at Trinity Rep.
14 years ago.
14 years ago.
Yep. This was on my list of my first sample season, and it's the only play from that list that I haven't produced yet. So yeah, I have wanted to do this for a very long time.
Well, you know what, Kurt? I think you're gonna slay it.
Ah! Oh! That was terrible. And that is your 2019-2020 Trinity Repertory Company season.
It's going to be a fantastic season, and the only way to guarantee that you don't miss a moment is to subscribe now. With packages beginning at only $120 for 6 plays, it's less than the cost of a single Broadway ticket. You get discounts of up to 33%, that's like 6 plays for the price of 4. You get the best seats at the best prices, plus a host of other great benefits like free unlimited ticket exchange, discounted parking in restaurants. You can order your subscription by going online or calling our box office, and they would be happy to assist you.
We're really, really happy that you joined us today. Thank you for coming into my home, and I look forward to seeing you all at the theater.